Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Crypto Space. So guys, in today's video we are going to cover Pepe, its recent price action. Of course, we are going to cover Pepe holders, ETFs and many Bitcoin and altcoin charts as well. So guys, if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and a quick disclaimer that this video is not financial advice. And now let's hop into Pepe itself. So first of all, that is a 4-hourly time frame, and now referring to the previous update, guys, I was mentioning that the previous level of support would be, let me just move this target over here, and the previous level of support would be that level, and we have actually dipped, to that level. We bounced back and then we had the proper sell-off, right? And we have pretty much stopped, roughly. Obviously that's never going to be perfect, but we stopped roughly in that second support level, which is sitting at 13327 zone for Pepe. However, we have bounced back, and obviously now we are maintaining above that level of support, which is 14739 for Pepe. So that is good. Price is bouncing back. Now looking at 4-hourly stochastic RSI, we are pretty much reaching the roof over here for a Pepe, so we could technically see some sideways price action, etc. Nevertheless, Pepe, gain momentum because Pepe is pumping 10% on a daily, and apart from that, of course, we do have some daily winners such as Beam, Ordinals, and Airweave or whatever, and Ondo Finance on the top of that. But anyways, let's come back to the chart, guys. So now, very interesting thing is actually, let me switch to the hourly time frame for Pepe, and let me actually get rid of this first of all. So we do have that head and shoulders pattern that I believe is going to play out. So that is the first shoulder, obviously the head, and now we've got the second shoulder, right? So if that technical target is going to play out, actually let's have a look of what potential targets we could technically expect in short-term future for Pepe, right? So let me just roughly, let's say, put it over here, and that will be level 16940, which definitely wouldn't be something amazing because, Pepe has reached these levels before. Nevertheless, there will be 12% pump if that target is going to play out for Pepe. So if you will ask me if it's a good time to buy Pepe, well, zooming out on the chart a little bit, well, it's definitely better to scoop up Pepe now rather than here, right? Because Pepe at the moment is at 14% of discount. So I do believe that now is definitely better time to buy Pepe rather than, in these areas. And now let's switch to the daily and let's see how things are looking at. So the first things first, right? Do you remember, guys, when I was mentioning about that dangerous zone for Pepe and the fact that we could technically see some pullback on the daily, and we have actually did, right? Still, we haven't bottomed out, right? Because we haven't really experienced that, reversal on the daily on stochastic RSI. Nevertheless, there is a strong momentum for Pepe, and of course that comes with volatility. Now, guys, I would like to cover weekly. So if we are going to look at the weekly time frame, we are still pretty much in that zone over here for Pepe, right? So I'm anticipating that weekly pump over here for Pepe, and I do believe that is going to happen in, well, days, weeks. We are going to see. Of course, I could be wrong. However, now, just in theory, even if Pepe would, dump, I don't necessarily care because Pepe still doesn't really, reach its full potential, I believe. And Pepe at the moment is sitting at around 6 billion USD if it comes to market cap. So I think there is much more fuel for Pepe. Now, guys, let's actually cover some holders. So last update, that was on the 29th of May, and we're sitting at 234k 822. And as of the time of recording this video, we are sitting at 236,050 holders, which gives us 1,228 holders in the last 2 days. So if you ask me, I do believe that accumulation is going forward, and that is good. Now, guys, let's actually have a look at some ETF inflows. So as of 30th of May, yesterday, we are sitting at 48.8 million USD if it comes to positive inflows for BTC. So that's obviously great. And now, guys, shout out to Titan of Crypto, and that is a Bitcoin 6-monthly chart. He's saying that Bitcoin is extremely bullish on the 6-monthly chart. The next 6 months are likely to be parabolic. So his ceiling over here, I believe, is around 100k for this cycle. I do believe that's a little bit, too bearish, but of course, nobody really knows for sure how much Bitcoin technically could reach. Anyways, let's check what the Scalping Pro has to say. So Bitcoin consolidation above all-time high isn't bearish. Exactly, guys. Many people are pretty much being shakeout, in my opinion, because they see that pullback. But again, the same thing is happening on the market, right? Basically, wealth is being transferred from impatient people to patient people. So I do believe that this is definitely worth waiting, at least in my personal humble opinion. opinion. But now shout out to trader Tardigrade. Bitcoin GMMA shows up the same pattern, crossover and expansion. We are apparently at the beginning of expansion. In the phase of expansion, BTC deviates above the GMMA lines and trends upwards. So guys, trader Tardigrade has approximate target of 260,000 USD for Bitcoin, which in my opinion that is more accurate. But again guys, please make sure that you are taking your profits along the way, because nobody really knows for sure. And now shout out to El Crypto Prof, and that is a weekly chart for BTC. So 2020, 2021 versus Bitcoin 2023 and 2024. History does not repeat itself, but it rhymes. Trendline holds just like back then. Send it higher. So guys, let's have a look at the previous cycle. So we got this COVID crash in 2020, which was a perfect buying opportunity for crypto at that time. Nevertheless, after that we have held that trend line and upward parabola for BTC. So during this cycle in 2022 we had FTX crash obviously. Nevertheless, after that dump we have pretty much traded above, and now looks like, according to El Crypto Prof, we could see the next pump at around 100k for BTC. And now when Bitcoin peaks when its monthly RSI hits extreme levels above 90. In this cycle, the monthly RSI has reached 77 but hasn't hit the extreme overbought zone yet. This is similar to 2016 when the RSI first got rejected at 79, where the price went sideways for a few weeks near the all-time high before it started going parabolic. The RSI then climbed to 96, marking the cycle stop. So guys, first of all, let's have a look at the RSI, alright? So as of 2014, we peaked at 97 level, then 2018, 96, then we've got 2021, 92, and at the moment, guys, we are sitting at 77. So I do believe that Bitcoin still have quite a bit of fuel to go in this cycle. And on the top of that, the Scalping Pro's prediction for this cycle for BTC are around 160k. And now shout out to Mickey Bull Crypto. That is a daily chart, guys, for BTC. So Bitcoin, from a short-term perspective, nothing is looking bearish, but rather it's gathering momentum for the next move. 66k is the strong support, but given that 13th consecutive positive ETFs inflows is another added advantage for the bulls. So guys, this is something that we cannot forget about, right? We do have positive inflows, and on the top of that, we do have, retail that still hasn't came, and of course that FOMO still hasn't arrived, not mentioning about euphoria phase. And now let's have a look at Bitcoin from the perspective of bull flag and pennant. Bitcoin has formed a bull pennant on the top of a bull flag. How can't we be so bullish to Bitcoin? It is not uncommon to see these bullish signals together before a price surge. So first of all, we had this bull flag, right? Then we have broke above the bull flag, and obviously we do have the retest, and on the top of that we do have that bullish pennant. So guys, we could see a pump in the coming, let's say, days, perhaps weeks, we are going to see. And now something for altcoin enthusiasts. Altcoin season is just around the corner, but only 1% of projects will survive and give 100x returns. My bet is on AI and Deepin, the most promising narratives of this bull run. Here is 10 AI and Deepin projects with the highest potential. And by the way, shout out to Cyclop on Twitter. So guys, we do know that we have quite huge potential for AI coins and Deepin as well. And I do hope that you have holdings besides Pepe and Kaspa, which obviously are going to be winners this cycle. They're already showing that there are winning coins. Well, maybe not Kaspa necessarily at the moment, but obviously Kaspa is a different case. Nevertheless, don't forget the Deepin, RWA, and AI are basically the narratives for this cycle. And now guys, this is a weekly chart for Bitcoin. Bitcoin has formed massive cap and handle price action pattern on the weekly. Bullish divergence playing out, which indicates strength. Breakout will be explosive, which will initiate up only rally to a cycle top. So guys, looking at cap and handle, that's pretty much obvious that we are going to see breakout sooner or later. And now looking at RSI, as you guys can see, we have a bounce back from RSI bottom, and we do have that bullish divergence. And now Bitcoin bull flag on a weekly chart about to conclude its backtest for bullish continuation. Hidden bullish divergence also playing out. So guys, the same case for RSI over here, right? We got a bounce, right? And we got the targets of around 100k for BTC in coming weeks, let's say. And now let's have a look at altcoins. Altcoins looking ready to explode according to the Scalping Pro, and your patience will be rewarded big. So now let's have a look at the previous cycle, right? right? So obviously we had the bottom, right? Everything dumped. There was accumulation phase, the first breakout, then the first pullback, and then we had the proper old season. Now this cycle is no different in my opinion. We do have accumulation phase, then we had the first pump outside of that, then we had a pullback, and after that we are going to see some fireworks. And now, ladies and gents, let's have a look what El Crypto Prof has to say, and that is a 5-daily chart for BTC. Every 4 years, this cross signals the final parabolic run for Bitcoin: 2012, 2016, 2020, 2024. 2024 cross is just around the corner. A few months full of fun could lie ahead. So guys, let's have a look at these crosses, alright? 2012, once we have experienced that cross over here on his chart, after that we had a huge parabola for BTC. 2016, the same case, 2020 and 2024, that cross is pretty much upcoming. So guys, we could see some big fireworks in our portfolios. And now, before I'm going to let you go, let's actually have a look at the chart that is excluding top 10 for altcoins. So guys, coming back to that cap and handle pattern, we are still in that handle pattern for altcoins. And now, even if we are going to dip a little bit lower, that doesn't necessarily going to be a big deal in my opinion. And now guys, if we are going to look at the things from the perspective of stochastic RSI, we have experienced that bullish cross. Now, obviously, the patient is going to be rewarded because that momentum is being built up. Nevertheless, I do believe that sooner or later we are going to see, such wave. And obviously at that time, our portfolios are going to look in totally different way. And now guys, coming back here, we can clearly see that we are still below that resistance level. That is the first major level that leads us back to the previous cycle, not mentioning about previous all-time highs for altcoins. They're obviously excluding top 10. And on the top of that, we still haven't reached our full potential for altcoins. So I do believe that this old season is going to create many millionaires. Ladies and gents, thank you very much for watching this quick Pepe update, altcoin update and Bitcoin update. I hope that you are going to have a great day, and peace and love crypto.